some holes during some time and put additional water.
Okay, so it
Because-
stick to the pan.
And that's it. Of course, have to carry the pepper, salt in the water before you put rice. And some from Uzbekistan, some special
Spices?
curry. It's also...
Do you ever have trouble finding the spices that you need here?
No,
It's
there
up
is
to
a
you?
lot of
Yeah.
spices, so we can use absolutely different.
Oh,
what
but do
want.
you change which ones you use based on what you can?
Yes,
Yes.
yes. I didn't use some of them in my country because I didn't know them. But here I use additional, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you mentioned before that you graduated and then you moved somewhere, or you went to Vitsnia after you graduated college. What did you study and what did you do for a living in
I
Ukraine?
went from Malin when I was 14 years old.
Yeah.
And I got in the college. I graduated at the college in 3 years when I became 17. And I was a good student, so I had the right to get to institute. It's what a higher step of college without exam, because everything was 5. The grade was...
Oh, that's like A's.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So, but because I was Yiddish, I couldn't get to. I want to go to the university, not to the institute, and I want to study and day. But instead of me, one guy received this right, but I still have right to, without exam, get to the institute. And I was start working in 17 years in Vinnytsia. I had a right to choose where to go because I was a good student. So the first I was called to the commission, and somebody told me Vinnytsia is the best. And I didn't know, I was 17, And I named Vinnytsia. So I was sent to Vinnytsia, and it was a good choice, of course. And I study, I don't know how to tell you, I went 2 times in a year make exam in Kiev in this institute, and make some works and send. Somebody checks them if it's correct. I don't know if it's not. I didn't attend it,
By mail.
Yeah,
Back and forth.
by mail. In 2 times I went to
Take exam.
to pass exam in. So 5 years I learned in this institute, and I was also a good student. So somebody offered me to get to. I had the possibility to make candidates like here. Professor,
PhD?
Yes, like PhD. They offer me to learn.
For what?
2 years I have to stay, but I have to stay in Kiev in this institute and had a PhD. But in this time I had a bigger position in my work.
What subject? What subject were you studying?
Economist.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Economist.
And
Yes.
you were working in that field?
Yes, and 18 years I worked like a manager of economist in a big corporation. It was 15 factories in our corporation, and I was a manager of them. And, and somebody told me, if I became a PhD, you will not get the job like a PhD because you're Jewish. Yeah, I understand. It will be difficult. I will become a PhD because the academic he wasn't a professor, he was academic. He was very known in the world, was very famous. Now he died a few years ago, and he invited me. I passed an exam before I was invited. It was 40 minutes. And nobody after me want to go for exam because it's too long, too long exam. And I remember that it's sweat in my hands.
Yeah.
I was so nervous. And then he get out and he told me, "You're good. I invite you." And yes. But I'm sure that I will get PhD. Not I will not get the job like
Yeah.
a PhD. Yes. So I decide to stay in Vinica, and this time I get a bigger salary, and no more. When I came here, I went to Tura College
Yeah.
because I didn't know English absolutely. I cannot write, I cannot read absolutely. Now I speak also bad, but but better than before.
Okay.
So I graduated from Tura College. I had a bachelor degree.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's impressive.
This is my education.
That's cool.
I worked 3 years like a good student. They offered me in Tura College. I worked 3 years. It was like a practice, and they pay me these 3 years. In Manhattan, on 23rd Street was also the same Tura College, but different
Campus.
parts of Tura College in different part of New York. Yes, 3 years and 3 months I worked there, and in February 2000 I graduated, and of course I stopped working. I don't have a right to work, but the boss, it was a financial aid of Tura College, and the boss told me that he offered me a job on Avenue J in Tura College.
In Brooklyn.
Yeah, working. But in this time, I had also possibility to get this apartment.
Here.
And here, yes. And he offered me 18,000. It was not a big salary. He told me step by step you will get more, but 18,000, I will not get this apartment because we have to have a very small income. And so I told thank you, but no. And I was, it was 16 years ago, I was 63 years old.
That's when
So
you
you
moved
moved
here
here.
in 2000.
Yes, yes.
And what was this neighborhood like in 2000?
I'm sorry.
What was this area? What were your impressions of this neighborhood when you moved here?
Very different.
You cannot understand my feeling.
Yeah.
I so like Manhattan.
Yeah.
I like to go to the theaters. I like to go to Carnegie Hall. So I was so happy, and I was amazed that somebody tell no. If somebody offer me, I will go at night. I will walk to live in Manhattan.
Yeah.
So I was very happy.
Yeah.
Now, now I cannot use every possibilities because I have some health problems, and I'm very sorry. But I try. I
You're
always
still
go.
active.
Yeah, I like.
But this this area of Manhattan, the East Village?
It wasn't very safe when
You know, when some people make some documents and speak with me about this apartment, they
Yeah.
told me there is for young people, there is a lot of bars, there is a lot of restaurants. I told him, it's exactly for me. You know, when I went from the theater, when I returned,
Yeah.
it's always a lot of people
Yeah.
here and
Right.
not afraid to go,
nice,
you
yeah.
know.
Have you been to restaurants in the neighborhood you eat out
A
of?
couple times with my son. I'm not going
Not
very
often.
often to restaurants now. When we like very much Long Island.
Long Island. Anywhere in particular?
What do you mean?
Did you say you like going to Long Island?
Yes,
Where?
yes, yes. We go with my granddaughters. There is some places where it's playland. She likes it. Yes, and I like Long Island. It's clean. It's good air, you know,
Yeah.
especially on the beach.
By the water,
And yes, I like Long Island very much. We like some parks, a specific park we always attended. Yes, and then when we became hungry, my son took us to the restaurant. How's the name of this restaurant? It's not a very expensive. It's Red Lobster.
Yeah.
Red Lobster.
Red Lobster.
So like, obviously there are some neighborhoods of New York that are very like Russian and Russian speaking, like Brighton Beach and
You
Midwood.
know, when I
Bensonhurst.
lived in Brooklyn,
Yeah.
it was till 2000, till the year 2000.
Right.
When I graduated from college, especially in this time, I graduated in February. In March, I became a citizen, and in March, I received this apartment. Everything happens in one time.
Wow.
Right.
Yes. When I lived in Brooklyn, I was busy.
Right.
I have to study and I have to work. I don't have a lot of time to meet with people, to have free time, you know. But of course, it was easier. More people with Russian language, you know. I had became some friends from the college. Continuing in now we continue to have some relationship. Yes, but when I start.
Right. You gotta go.
Вся,
I'm sorry.
Добрый день.
все
Извини.
остается в силе.
Да.
Я минут 10 буду внизу.
Хорошо. Спасибо.
We'll
I'm
finish,
sorry.
no problem.
We have today also an appointment at 2:00 on East Broadway.
Oh yeah. By.
Yeah,
by
2:00 to Bella. Maybe you heard his name.
Great.
So we have to go together.
Okay.
But I have time.
I feel like we got a lot of good information. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you very
Yeah.
much.
Thank you. Maybe not very good English, you
No,
know.
really,
excellent.
really good. Do you think that maybe, like, if we take this again, we could give it to Sam
Yes,
and
yes,
Sam
you
could
can.
give
But
to
I'm
you?
sorry, it
No, don't
looks
apologize.
not
It's
good.
just, I didn't know which part to copy, but we'll get it back to you from Sam, okay?
Okay,
Thank
okay.
you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you.